devil said he was handsome as can be, but he never looked upon a man as pretty as just me. So he said, you a young man, a pretty prince you be, you gotta go out and try it all before you settle. Just be free. So I looked upon him and said it's a test, a contest of straight will, between a dancer and a drummer, 'cause rhythm was the spill. And between us we battled really well. It wasn't really a battle, 'cause it was music that just so well. It was a little bit like on both sides of us, where I was moving my feet faster than hell. My taps were not as loud enough, and he said, you need tap shoes. I said, maybe someday I'll have a violin for you to play with upon a time where each of us would feel. Upon that day, I told him that. He slightly bent his head as I added an extra step in the same time that he had played his best. So without each ado, that happened to be the battle through, with lightning feet and quick as me, with hands akimbo too. I said maybe you should go back to hell and stay there as long as well. But for a deal, I might let you borrow my soul just to save my brothers who fell. So upon that day, I lost myself and soon felt just and wallow. Before that, I was trying to struggle and battle to be successful, fellow. But on that day, that was a day, it was into the night. We jammed and played for hours, I'd say, but it was just minutes straight fright. Each of us, quick as can be, full of our own worth. He said, you win, you handsome sin. I'll be your tool for life. And I said, just because a contest won doesn't mean a battle's some. So someday, if I meet you then, we'll battle real well, and it'll be upon each sin. I took upon his embrace of force as he eyed me up to send me forth, not to take a single piece, but to borrow my greatest source. And from himself I sent within me someone that happened to become famous. He's called Balthazar, a scary force, darker than magic's worst, angrier than a soul that's sin, and worse than anything that could live within. He was as strong as me and as staunch as him, but all between us he'd learned to live like he could be it. So, from the magic of just saying I was done, I had made my music in companies some, and said I would do something more. I had earned my hope and cast myself after that day forevermore, to not just be fine with wealth, but to seek even more. And I'm afraid I might be just straightforth of saying that I look just like this guy, Brandon, who I'm going to hire as my lawyer. And I'm also going to have other people in the systems of law, because my name, I have many names. But I am Sir Alcazar. I can't say everything here. But in the battle with the devil, it was just meeting for the first time. I took a piece of him, gave it as a gift, asked him to help me train because I'm Spartan. And because of that, I have this soul with Without infinite patience, but pretty close to it. And I'm laying on bed. Was that just an imagination of me and the devil, or was his spirit there? And I saw the devil decide to be someone else, who actually came to me after that. Decided I shouldn't live. I think this was in the 60s or 70s. No, this was in 2000. And in 2001, I came back to life after the devil in person decided he was summoned from hell. But it wasn't the devil. It was just one of his tools. Aren't we all just tools of gods, angels, and devils? Or is each one of us in charge of our own destiny? I'm not a tool. I was given the name Vincent. I was accepted into the Corvinus and the Miller Rose family. And I took the place of a Silva, and I'm still a Silva. I got accepted to be a Wayland. I said I could go by Joe. I'm big enough. I'm going to be working out the next couple months. And they'll be at least a fourth of the size bigger. Maybe twice the size. We'll see. If I ever meet my fellow Spartans, I hope to find a shield and spear. But they might only hand me a sword.